You're right there, Mark here from 6 Plus, going over my very first impressions and feedback on FDM filament printed terrain. So you can see here, I've got some terrain here that's been printed out and how I've gone about painting up and stuff and just the pros and cons behind it. So, as I said, very first impression on it. I'm genuinely really quite impressed by it. For the cost and the ease of having this stuff produced, I haven't printed it myself. I got it through eBay through a charity store, and it cost me £5 for each lot. So I bought 2 lots, and each lot came like this. You had 2 broken walls, half walls, 4 broken edges, 6 straight lengths, 4 corners, and 2 gateways. So I'll show you in a minute how I broke it all apart, but here's the gateway. Okay. Here's a corner piece. And hopefully you can see in the camera, obviously it's white, so it may take a while for it to pick up. There's a lot of detail on these, a lot of texture, which is great for easy painting. Here's the falling over edge. Okay. The midsection, which is very, very nice, very detailed. I like how this is really quite straightforward. I built stone walls previously, which I'm going to be bringing up in the video. But I like how I would struggle to build anything of this level without particular tools and resources. So I think that's one big pro of it, is you can scale it to whatever size you want it to be, and it's printed out. Now the difference between FDM filament and resin filament, as in it prints out, prints out vertically. FDN layers it up like a cake, is you do get layer lines. Okay, now you may not be able to see it too well in these white unpainted variants, but I do have some painted ones to one side in a moment that I can actually show it in better detail lines, but you will pick it up on that gateway. So the big con is you can struggle to have smooth detail. Okay, but for the cost of it is absolutely amazing. Now what I do love, it's been printed out in one big lot here. So what you can do is you can break it off in segments. So say for example this bit here, I just want to snap it away. Need to give it a little bit of a heave ho. I don't want to break it, but it'll peel away. There you go. And what you can do is get an old set of pliers or clippers and clip it up nice and flush, because you want these segments to sit up flush to one another. There you go. And let's just take off that little bit. Fine. And then let's do the same with, say, another bit here. Yeah. And another bit on this side. Just so they line up nice and flush, that when they're on the board, they're a bit more flush together. Now, do have these little stray bits. Sometimes I just scrape them off. You can get like a very sharp blade and go along, or you can get, let me just grab the tool so I'll make sure I get the correct one. I'm meant to show you. One of the mold line scraper tools from like Citadel or Sharp Blade or something like that. And it will scrape off the worst of these stray lines. There you go. And that came off really quite quick, really quite easy. Really pleased with how that came out. Done. And you just copy, rinse and repeat this. Done. Alright. Really pleased with how that came out. And how straightforward that was, even to show it on the camera. So you just rinse and repeat, do all this, and you got your pieces ready to go. Now, big difference with FDM compared to filament, to my knowledge, you don't need to wash it. Whereas filament print, you do. So, I'll show this for a later video down the line, but I've just painted up some of the other bits. So as you can see here, painted up this gateway one here. Really simple, load of dry brushing. Didn't use any washes because the reason why I didn't want to use any washes is the washes will show up all the grooves, whereas this dry brushing technique doesn't show them up as much. So that's the gateway. Here's the two fallen edges that I've done, which I'm really chuffed with how they came out. Really am. Here's my middle of the wall collapsed. And there's the straight pieces. So they work really well. And here are the angle pieces. So as you can see, all the detail is popping out really nicely. And I was able to blitz these out in an hour tops, if that. Now, the reason why I got these is for my fantasy wargaming. So you can use them for Bushido, you could use them for Middle Earth, you could use them for Age of Sigmar, you could use them for fantasy. Multitude of different, you know, fantasy games. So if I go for, say, Lord of the Rings, okay, I grab Mr. Archer here, Rohan Archer, and let's grab this gateway. Double check the scale. It's a little bit on the smaller size potentially, but I think it's absolutely fine. It's not impeding, it's not too chunky. In theory, if you didn't have the base, I would say it'd be a perfect height, but that's it. Let's just grab, say, a dog. So you got reference. All fits just right. There you go. And let's get a rider of Rohan. They're just comfortable enough that you can actually sit the model on without it tipping over. But yeah, I think that is about it. As I said, it's a first impression of this terrain here. And I'm very much tempted down the line to get a printer of some sort because I'm really satisfied with how these came out, how cheap they are to produce, and how effective they've been. But yeah, I will be producing a future video down the line showing how I painted these up very simply, and you could use it for any of your stone walls that you want to do. But anyway, usual YouTube algorithms to help out if you be so kind. If you have enjoyed the video, please hit that like. Comment down below if you ever used FDM printers before, painted up terrain, you know, miniatures, whatever it is, or any feedback on these ones. Very much appreciated. And affiliate links and social media links are down in the description below, so please, if you do have 5 minutes, have a little gander, see if you like any of it. But as always, very appreciative of you watching through to the end. It means the world to me. And hope to see you in the next one. You take care.